We'll continue discussing program evaluation and some of its related characteristics, right? So, well, if, for example, if you have been given the task to evaluate a program, so how you can gather the information, what tools you think you can employ. So just take a little pause and think what tools you think you can use to gather information for the evaluation of a program. There are various data gathering tools. Main textbooks, core books on language curriculum design, especially Jack Richards and Nation and McAllister, they view evaluation process as similar to needs analysis, where we could use a number of tools. For example, we could use questionnaires, interviews, observations, and some more, and textual analysis of or critical discourse analysis of textbooks. So these are the things we will look in more detail in this module. So the main focus of evaluation is how teaching learning is actually taking place in a lesson, in a classroom, and how the environment is contributing to the overall effectiveness of the program. To what extent staff is helping, or administration is helping teachers, and students are being provided resources for language learning. So the first tool which we can use is interviews. I'll just briefly go through this. There are individual and group interviews, held one by one, where you talk to the teacher, ask some questions about how the program is running, how the students are responding, and the group, where you can have staff meeting and have some formal or informal discussion about overall running of the program. So within interviews, we've got structured and semi-structured. Structured is its first type, where you have got predetermined questions, and semi-structured, where you've got some flexibility to engineer some questions while the interview is actually taking place. Right. So another tool to gather information for evaluation is questionnaire or self-reports. Questionnaires are very useful way to collect information, and you could include some open-ended and closed-ended questions. And before employing these tools, we need to ensure their advantages and disadvantages, and we need to try to strike a balance between the advantages and disadvantages in terms of using these tools. The third one is the observation, where you could observe how the learning is actually taking place in the classroom, how the tasks are actually carried out by the teachers, and how the teachers, they are teaching well, or their motivation level, or how they focus on class participation, or whether the lessons are teacher-led or teacher talk-oriented lessons. Well, while observing, I would like you to be cautious about one thing, that observation is very crucial decision to make, because for example, observing one class, you can't say, well, the teacher is not doing well, so we need to replace the teacher. Rather, it could what we need is just to be consistent, because teaching is a quite dynamic process. So there could be a bad day for the teacher, or the teacher could be nervous. So it's not you could get information from one observation. Rather, it could be spanned over a period of time, where you could walk into the classroom and see how the teaching is taking place over a number of times. So this observation, as I have already set in detail looks at the performance of the learners, right? There are observation types. One is structured, where where you have got already made questions which you generally focus, and the unstructured, where you just simply go into the classroom, sit silently, and observe how the language teaching is taking place. So these are various tools of gathering information which we can use to collect or generate data for the analysis assessment of a language program.